Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for marking it in your calendars to be here today. It's a real pleasure to have you here again. It's a real pleasure to have you here again today. This is the second session out of the sessions that you're going to have to take us through basically digital skills. All right. So in the last class, we looked at building your brand on the online space and selling online. And today, our focus will be on creating a digital marketing plan. So last week, is it last week or this week on Monday? It was this week on Monday. We looked at, what are the different factors that you need to consider uh, when you want to choose uh, social media platform. And we say that the audience and their needs and their challenges is the common denominator in whatever platform that you need to choose. If you want to use a website or social media or a GMB, you need to look at your audience first, right? I hope we all remember that. And if you had time to go through the recording, you can always just let us know in the chat section what you learned in the last class. What did you learn in the last class? What was your takeaway in the last class? We don't want it to be like, you attended the class and then that was it. So, a refresher, what was it that you learned in the last class? Let me see in the chat section, what were your takeaways in the last class if you attended or if you looked at the recording. So this is the second class. You have not missed anything. What were your takeaways from the last class? So while you're dropping your responses in the chat section, feel free to click the thumbs up button to like this session. You can click on the thumbs up button to like this session and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also click on the bell icon to get notifications of other future sessions so that you don't miss other upcoming sessions. I can see only one person who is going to like the who has hit the like button. So you can hit the thumbs up button to like this session. You can subscribe to our channel and then click the bell icon to get notifications of other upcoming sessions. So far, no one has told me what they learned in the last class. I would like to see in the chat section what were your takeaways from the last class. And then I would give Michaela was again the first one to join today's class. Last in the last class that was on Monday, Michaela was also the first one, if I'm not wrong. I can remember very well. So she's also the first person again to be very punctual in today's class. She was here before us. Okay, there was Michaela, there was Dorcas. I can see Comfort, Yanika, Lebi, Kamar, Brianna, Mahate, Maria, Emily, Aina, Lizette, Lina, Peggy, Fikir Media, Stephanie. I see you all. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's my face that you saw last week. I mean, in the last class. I don't know why I keep saying last week. It's my face that you saw in the last class. And so you probably, are a bit conversant with me. Hi, wait, Rabioni. Thank you so much for joining. So just like last time, if you're here, please don't be quiet. Don't just listen in. Feel free to interact with us in the chat section. I like my sessions to be very, very engaging. So please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat section. You can tell us where you're coming from. You might meet your countrymate here. You can even tell us what your business does. You might meet your potential partner, quote unquote, or client here. So feel free to do the introductions in the chat section. Thank you so much. I can see Fikir Media has already told us the key takeaways from last class. Research your competitors and add your unique value. Thank you so much. So we talked about competitor analysis. How can you research your competitors? How do you create your own unique value proposition, which is a unique selling point? Thank you. I'm glad to hear that you were taking notes in the last class and you can actually remember what we learned. Tareen says, I learned that we should register on online directories to get some better exposure for our business. Yes, thank you, Tareen. So, registering your business on the online directories was one of the ways in which you can decide to take your business on the online space. So, thank you so much, Tareen, for that. Zara, you're welcome from Chad. And then Alexandrine from Chad. You can see you found your country mate. Lena, the customer journey funnel. I like it that you remember that, seeing that it was not on the slides, but I talked about the customer journey funnel. So thank you so much, Lena. It means that you are actually listening. I'm really glad to see that. It's very encouraging to see that we can actually remember what we talked about in the last class. So before we get started, for the new people, the ones who are joining us for the first time, I'll introduce myself again. My name is Beryl Okwach. I'm your trainer for today's session. I'm based in Kenya. And in the chat section, you can see my colleague Dinah. Dinah is in Cameroon, but she is my colleague. We work together. So you can also say hi to her in the chat section. You can keep her busy, ask her as many questions as you can. She will be responding to your questions in the chat section, and I will also be coming back to pick any questions that have not been catered to. I'll be coming back to pick those questions and responding. So make sure before we end the session today, all your questions have been answered and you're satisfied with the content that we'll have covered, right? So this is the second class, and our focus will be on creating a digital marketing plan for your business. So before I even start, there are a lot of questions that I will need to ask you, and I will need your responses. So technically, I'm also learning from you. So what we're going to cover in this class, the three things, this session is divided into three, like the other session. The first thing we're going to look at is what is digital marketing, so we've said the topic today is creating your own digital marketing plan, but technically, what is digital marketing? What is our understanding of digital marketing? And then you want to build your own plan. You want to get started with building your own digital marketing plan. What are the components that make up a digital marketing plan? What do you need to consider? What do you need to look at? How do you start planning yourself? And then harnessing the power of digital advertising. So, how can you leverage digital advertising to ensure that it's really working out for you and giving you the returns that you're looking for as a business owner? So also as a reminder, feel free to sign up for the Google Hustle Academy. It's a 1 week long bootcamp that we hold in partnership with Google. It basically runs from Monday to Friday. We have not had our first cohort for this year yet, but it's something that's in planning. So please make sure you sign up for the Hustle Academy. It's a free bootcamp that runs from Monday to Friday, full day, and it's virtual. You get to learn about, you want to learn how to increase your business revenue, the practical bits of digital marketing, and then how do you pitch your business to potential investors, because as an SME sometimes you want to raise capital, you probably don't have the savings for that, and you want to expand or rather scale. So how do you look for capital? How do you prepare yourself for capital? How do you ensure that you're investor ready? You've been told to come up with a pitch deck. How do you create your own pitching deck? Right? And then what are the different funding options available for you? So all these things are covered in the Hustle Academy. You even get to learn about effective financial planning as an SME owner. So please make sure you sign up for the Hustle Academy. Dinah will post the link in the chat section. Thank you, Dinah. Dinah has already posted the link in the chat section. I appreciate it, Dinah. Thank you so much. Okay. So moving on, I think the first thing I'm going to ask you is what is digital marketing, right? But even before I get to what is digital marketing, how do you engage with your customers currently? Actually, I remember I asked this question in the last class. I asked this question in the last class, and we talked about, some of you looked at You said Facebook, if I can remember very well. You talked about WhatsApp. There's someone who even mentioned that they're doing YouTube advertising, which was very impressive. All right. We've talked about website, and I remember the answers actually very well. But for those who are not here, please feel free to drop your comments in the chat section. How do you currently engage with your customers? I know we are all business owners, all right? We own businesses, and there's a way we interact with our customers. There's a way we engage with our customers. How do you engage them? Please feel free to drop your responses in the chat section. I'm actually in the chat section waiting for your responses. How do you engage with your customers currently? How do you currently engage with your customers? How do you interact with your customers? All right. And then Jallo has given me an answer to what digital marketing is. Is a component of marketing that uses the internet and online-based digital technologies such as desktop computers, mobile phones, and other digital media. Thank you, Jallo, for that. Jallo has given me the response to what digital marketing is, and we are going to get to that. So let me see your responses again. I know this is a question that I asked in the last class, but let's not get tired. The more you repeat it, the more it gets to your head. How do you currently engage with your customers? So I'll give you an example. It could be by word of mouth. It could be that you mostly interact with your customers by word of mouth. It could be that you interact with your customers on WhatsApp mostly, all right? But what I'm giving you are just, the general responses that I'm assuming a business person will tell me. But since you're the ones on the ground, please feel free to drop your responses for me in the chat section. I can see my colleague. I also have Mirza with me in the chat section. You can see Mirza Jamal, although her name is not highlighted in blue. Mirza is joining us from Mozambique. Thank you so much, Mirza, for taking time to join us. Mirza is joining us from Mozambique. And Mirza, you will actually note that we have participants here from Mozambique as well. I remember we had a lot in the last class. So if you're in Mozambique, please feel free to say hi to Mirza. You can also say hi to Mirza. Jallo also says the best way to engage with customers currently is social media. Thank you so much, Jallo, for that. Is it Jallo alone who's in this class? Is it Jallo alone who's in this class? Because she's the only one who's giving me responses. Is it Jallo alone in the class? Khalifa, I usually show my products to people. All right. Thank you so much, Khalifa. Who else? You're all quiet. Or I should say that there's a prize for anyone giving me responses. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. Zainab from Nigeria. Andy, hi. Glad to have you here, Andy. Fargadiotis. Fargadiotis. I'm hoping I've pronounced your name correctly. Michaela says social media. Thank you, Michaela, for that. The best way I use is WhatsApp and Instagram, says Anissa. Naima, using Instagram to market my product with pictures and videos. Also, I promote to reach more people. Zara says the best way is to use internet always. Yes, the power of internet. One, Tiana says I use social media and send a mailing list. So one, it's One Tiana. I'm reading your name as one. One Tiana says I use social media and sending a mailing list. So I'm really happy to see that you're doing email marketing. Not so many people have tried to leverage email marketing. So Tarin also says email marketing. I'm so impressed by that. And then Brianna and Isabella is Betty from Gambia. Hi, Betty. Zara says example of WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. And Rapioni says LinkedIn. Wow. So it means if you use LinkedIn, you're really targeting corporate clients, okay? Because LinkedIn, I know, is very, very professional. So I'm assuming if you use LinkedIn, you're targeting corporate clients. Zainab, I engage with my customers by engaging across multiple channels like WhatsApp and Instagram. Comfort through WhatsApp referrals and word of mouth. Referrals are also a good channel to interact with your clients. Emily says advertising on our Facebook page, and they contact us on private message or by phoning us. Well done. Well done. Thank you so much for that. Those are exemplary responses. And then the last one, Alexandrine has said the way to engage with customers currently is social media with pictures, movies, and more. Yes, because people tend to be very visual. People tend to be very visual. All right. So we'll move on to the next part, which is an introduction to digital marketing. Remember, we said this session is divided into three, and the first thing you're looking at is an introduction to digital marketing. Initially, I had asked what we think of digital marketing, what is the definition of digital marketing, and Jalo had given us a response. Let me just scroll up to look at it again. Digital marketing is the component of digital marketing that uses the internet, online based digital technologies such as desktop computers, mobile phones, and other digital media. So, who else has a definition of digital marketing? Who else can give us a definition of digital marketing? What do you think of digital marketing? And remember, we don't have any right or wrong answers. There's no right or wrong answers. We are all here to learn from one another. Okay, so don't fail to drop your response because you're thinking maybe it's not the right one. Just drop it in the chat section. It's okay. So, what do you think? Any other person with a definition of what digital marketing is? Any other person with a definition of what digital marketing is? I'm actually just waiting in the chat section. I will not move on until I get a response. I want to see, because I know most of us have already interacted with digital marketing. So maybe just what is your understanding of it? Khalifa says the use of technology to show people the kind of goods and services a business offers. Thank you so much, Nachaba Khalifa. I appreciate the response. So while you're dropping your response, while we're waiting for other responses, we'll move on. All right. So it's only two people given me a definition. Technically, digital marketing is the promotion of products or brands using electronic devices or the internet. Okay. It's the promotion of products or brands using electronic devices or the internet. And there are very many channels of digital marketing. You could decide on text messaging, instant messaging, videos, apps, podcasts. Nowadays, we have electronic billboards, right? Digital television or radio channels. There's so many avenues of digital marketing, right? Khalifa, I'm laughing at your comment. Thank you. All right. So basically, if you're going to look at data and statistics, I really like to base my facts, whatever I'm talking about, with data. I really like to back it up with data and statistics. So we see that right now we have around 747 million SIM connections in sub-Saharan Africa. So when you talk about SIM connections, these are people who have access to mobile phones in sub-Saharan Africa alone. This is not even the general Africa population with access to SIM cards. All right. And then if you're looking at the percentage in South Africa, it's 91% and 80% in either Kenya and Nigeria. If you know you want to look at the data of your specific country, you can always go online and Google about the specific data for your own country. And then from the 80% who have access to mobile phones in Nigeria, 65% of the active ones have actually shopped online. So you can see more and more people, and I mentioned this in the last class, more and more people are growing confident about shopping online. So, I mean, this is something that, as a business owner, it's something that you should sit down and look at and see how you can hop onto that trend. You don't want to be left behind. So, what are some of the opportunities that arise from connecting with clients online? The first thing you get to increase your reach. You reach more people in a wider geographical coverage, not just limited to the specific area in which you're located. Right? So you increase your reach and then you get to learn more about your customers. If I'm on Facebook, I get to understand that I have been posting maybe static images and then I've been posting video posts. I've been posting maybe image post and I've been posting video posts, and I've been posting GIF posts. All right. So I can see that more people, I have traction on video posts more than these other posts. So obviously I understand that my customers like video posts or prefer video posts more than static posts. So obviously, as a social media manager and as a business owner, since I want to increase my engagement and traction, I'll continue to post. I will probably increase the rate of the number of my video posts. All right. You even get to understand what time, the kind of people who liked your post. Where did they like your post from? Where did they come from when they liked your post? At what time do they go online? All right. Which devices are they using? All right. So all these things you can learn the moment you place your business on the online space. And there's a topic that we're going to cover later on in the subsequent sessions that are coming. That it's going to the topic is using data and insights to grow your business. So we're going to look at how do you use this data? How do you collect this data? Where do you get this data that I'm talking about? You want to learn about your customers. Where do you get that data? So we're going to cover that in a subsequent class. Right now, we will just mention it as some of the benefits of taking your business in the online space. And then you're able to communicate and support your clients. I get to communicate with my clients on the online space. I'm able to offer support. If they come with an inquiry, if they bought from me and they're not sure about how to use my product and they drop an inquiry on my page, I'm able to offer them customer support, right? And then let's look at the key channels of digital marketing. We've looked at the benefit. We've looked at what digital marketing is. We've also looked at the benefits of taking your business on the online space. So, what are the channels of digital marketing? Digital marketing has 6 channels, right? Please feel free to take screenshots. You can also be taking notes. I hope you're taking notes. And just to remind you that the recording of this session is available at any one time after the session is over. So you can always go back and go over the content. So you can access the recording with the same link that you've joined the session with. All right. So for the digital marketing, I've mentioned that it has 6 channels. There's 6 components that make up digital marketing. With search engine optimization, I touched on this in the last class. With search engine marketing, social media marketing, display marketing, email marketing, and content marketing. Those are the 6 channels of digital marketing. So let's look at the definition of each. Search engine marketing is basically when you optimize your website so that you improve your ranking on the search engine. All right. Optimizing your website to ensure that you improve your ranking on the search engine. In the last class, I gave an example. Like when you go online and I'm looking for a pizza delivery near me, I have results that come on my page. All right. So if there's no website or if there's no business that paid to appear at the top, so I will have listings that come up. And remember, people choose the results that appear at the top. It's very high, it's very unlikely that people will choose the results at the bottom. So how do you ensure that you appear at the top? All right. So that is search engine marketing, to optimize your website. And when I talk about optimizing your website, we'll look at this later on in the session. I also mean optimizing the keywords on your website. All right. So that is search engine marketing. That is search engine optimization. Search engine marketing, on the other hand, is when you pay to appear at the top. So remember, with search engine optimization, you want to improve your ranking on the search engine results page, but it's free. You don't pay for it. All you have to do is to optimize your site and optimize the keywords on your site. But with search engine marketing, you pay to appear at the top, right? You pay to appear at the top of the search engine results page. And then the social media marketing. This is the normal social media marketing that we do. You can decide on doing organic posting on your page. When I talk about organic posting, this is the normal posting that we do. Or you can decide on paid social media ads. You can decide on paid advertising, whether on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. So that's what we mean by social media marketing, depending on the objectives that you have. You might be wanting to You might run an ad on awareness. You might run an ad on lead generation. You want to get leads. You want to get traffic to your website. You run the campaigns according to the objectives that you have. Then there's display marketing. So this is online advertising that appears in different formats across many websites across the internet. So with display advertising, it's not just advertising on your website, on your site, right? If you look at most of these, maybe betting sites, all right, or you go to maybe these famous bloggers, bloggers who have these famous bloggers and they have sites, you'll see that they run ads on their pages, ads that are not even related to their own businesses or their own organizations. So you'll find that when I decide to run an ad for my business, it might appear on Mirza's website, or it might appear on Dinah's website, or it might appear on Benjamin's website or Beatrice's website. Okay, so it's when I decide to run ads with different formats on many websites across the internet. All right. And then there's email marketing. Some of us have mentioned that they are already doing email marketing. So it's when you collect emails and decide to use these emails to connect to your potential clients. And email marketing actually works best with remarketing. If you want to work on remarketing, or retargeting, email marketing is the best for that. Then there's content marketing. This is basically sharing different types of content. It could be guides, it could be blogs, it could be infographics, it could be videos. So you're creating content that you share out to on your pages, on your sites, to basically if you want to drive attention or if you want to drive traffic to your site. So up to that point, do I have any questions? Do I have any questions? Let me see if I have some questions. All right. So initially, we had a lot of people who gave us definitions on digital marketing. I can actually see them. Thank you so much. There was Zainab, there was Fikir, there was Michaela, Naima, Mercy joined us. Zara gave us a definition. And then, yeah, so Phoebe says optimizing your website to improve your ranking in the chats in the search engine. Yes, that is search engine optimization. And then Zara asked, what is the best social media you advise us to use to advertise our product? So I cannot specifically talk to you about the best social media platform that you can use. But like I mentioned in the last class, it's important to do your research before you decide on the social media platform to use. It's important to do your research to understand where are your clients mostly based? Which platform do they normally use? Then you can settle on that. If they use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you can decide to begin with Facebook and Instagram, test how it's working out for you, learn, and then settle on which platform you will use. But the most important aspect that will help you to determine which social media platform to use is which one is normally, which one harbors your target audience most. All right. So look at the numbers. If you have your clients mostly on Facebook, and how can you even determine which platform that they use? You can look at your competitors. Go to your competitors' pages, look at their Facebook page, their Instagram page, their LinkedIn page, their Twitter pages, and see where they're getting more traction, more engagement. We'll be able to know from there which platform would also work for you. All right. I hope I've answered your question, Zara. Right? Can you explain to me the difference between display marketing and content marketing? So display marketing is very visual. All right. I can decide to create banner ads. I can decide to create pop-up ads. Sometimes when you go to other websites, you see their ads that are blinking or they just pop up. Banner ads, probably they appear as banners on different websites, not necessarily the website of the business owner of that campaign. All right, so that is the display. That is the display advertising. Content advertising is usually on your site. It's usually on your site, whether on Facebook, whether on social media, whether on your blogs, whether on your website. So that is content marketing. If it's your social media pages, that is basically content marketing. Display advertising does not necessarily have to appear on your business's sites. All right, Lizette, I hope I've responded to that. Jalo says, Dinah, do you think there are challenges facing during online marketing? Do you think there are challenges faced on? I don't understand, Jalo, the question. Do you think there are challenges facing during online marketing? Of course, I mean, if I'm understanding your question well, it would be maybe you're asking if there are any challenges of online marketing. I think every channel or whatever channel that you decide to look at, there are disadvantages and there are demerits of each, but you just have to see, am I able to go with the demerits of this? Are the advantages more than the disadvantages? Okay, so sometimes the demerits would be maybe maybe time difference if you want to sell online. I don't know, I'm just trying to think on my feet right now. So, but like I mentioned, every channel obviously it has advantages and disadvantages. And then in SEO, Journey with Nicole asks, what are other ways of optimizing my website or business in search engine results besides hashtags? Thank you for that question, and we will look at it towards the end of our class. So I don't want to go ahead of myself. So we'll look at it in this session towards the end. So please make sure you stay put until the end of the session. Even Naima has asked how to use email marketing. We will also cover that in the next slides. All right. So I can't really answer that before I've gone over the content. So Journey with Nicole and Naima and Alexandrine, your question and Nachaba. So those 4 people, I will give you your responses towards the end of the class because we are going to cover that in this session. All right. So make sure you're taking notes. Make sure you don't miss anything. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next part of the session. I think I've answered all the questions besides those 4 questions, which will be covered towards the end of this class with the slides that we're going to look at. All right. So let's move on to the second part of our session, building your own digital marketing plan. So we've looked at what digital marketing is, the benefits of digital marketing, the different channels. We've mentioned 6 channels. We've talked about search engine optimization, search engine marketing, social media marketing, display marketing, email marketing, and content marketing. Those are the 6 channels of digital marketing. So now, how do we create our own digital marketing plan? There are 6 steps when you want to build your own digital marketing plan. There are 6 steps that you need to look at. Step 1, what do you want to achieve as a business? So basically, that is your goal and your objective. What is your goal? What is your objective? All right. And then your budget and resources. Do I have a budget for whatever channel I have decided? What is the money that I have to designate to digital marketing? All right, what are the resources that I have in place? The third thing, I need to look at my audience. Who are my audience? What do they like? What are their interests? What are their pain points? All right, what are the characteristics of my audience? What does my buyer persona look like? The fourth thing, from the 6 channels that we looked at, because as an SME, it's very hard for you to settle on all the 6 channels. All right, you need to pick like 1 or 2 or 3 of what's working for you. You can't decide on all 6. So which channels will work out for me? And then I need to start planning. How do I get started with planning? And then how do I measure the impact? Is it working out for me? Is it not working out for me? How do I measure the impact? So the first step on business goals and objectives, we'll look at, this is a case study, all right, just to give us a better understanding of how to curate your own goals and objectives, or basically how to know how to get started, all right? So we look at Mondly. Mondly is a hairdresser, all right? This is a case study just to give us a better understanding of, when you want to get started, or rather a real life scenario of how to build your own digital marketing plan. So Mondly is a hairdresser. Monthly's goals are monthly needs to get new customers and still retain past customers. All right. So besides retaining her past customers, she still needs new customers, and she needs to make more people in her area know about her business. All right. So those are the objectives, or rather the goals of Mondi: to get new customers, to retain her previous customers, and to make more people in her area know about her business. So those are Mondi's objectives, business goals rather. They're the business goals. But we're looking at getting on the online space, whether it is through website, whether it is through social media. How do you turn your business goals into online objectives? All right, because they need to align with the online space. So these are examples of online objectives that you might have. You might decide that I've created a website, so I need to increase traffic to my website, or I want to increase online sales either from my website or from my social media pages. I would like to have more people like my page. I would like to have more people follow my page, or I would like to increase my online reach and awareness. These are basically examples of online objectives that you might have for yourself. So let's look at how you can realign your business goals, all right, to your online objectives. So if your business goal is, I want to make more people aware of the existence of my business, I want more and more people to know about the existence of my business. That is your business goal. How do you align it to an online objective? You can decide, basically, I've created a Facebook page to increase my online reach and awareness. All right. So you get to reach more people besides where you're located. Obviously, that aligns to your business goal. The next thing, you want to sell more products. So if you're going on the online space, it would mean you want to make website sales. You have a website, you want to make website sales. Remember in the last class, we talked about creating your own websites from Google sites or creating your own website from wix.com. We talked about that in the last class. So your business goal could be, I want to be found by more people. All right. So if you go to the online space, you might decide, I want more and more people to like my page or follow my page. If you want to get more returning customers, okay, you want you want to retain your customers. As an online objective, if you align it, it's going to be, you want to increase traffic to your website. So you're always updating your website. You're always having people coming back to your website to look at new products that you have, to look at new service offerings that you have, to look at discounts that you might be having. Remember in the last class we talked about plugins. You might have an offer or discount plugin on your site. So people might be coming to your site to look at if you have maybe offers for Valentine's. We have Valentine's coming up. You have offers for Valentine's. You have offers if you're a gift shop. You have offers for women's gifts for the International Women's Day that's coming up. So these are some of the opportunities that you need to look at. You're looking at Valentine's. What can I do to increase my sales during the month of February? This Valentine's. Can I have a Valentine offer? Can I have a Valentine discount? Can I have a Valentine special product or a special service for Valentine? What can I do for International Women's Day? It's on March, all right? If my target clients are mostly women, I'm a salon. I deal with manicures and pedicures. I'm a nail spa. What can I do to encourage more sales in March? Maybe I can have a discount for International Women's Day. So I'm getting more people coming to my site. All right. So these are some of the things as a business you need to look at. Then we've looked at goals and objectives and how you can align your business goal to your online objective. Then the next thing when you're creating a digital marketing plan is to look at your budget and resource. So let's go back to Mondi. All right. Remember, Mondi is the hairdresser. Her goals were to retain customers, get new customers, and make more people in her area know about her business. So Mondi is looking at, what can I do to do this? I'm a small business owner. I don't have the money for a website. All right. I can't afford a professional web developer. All right. It's too much for me right now. Okay. So obviously, maybe I can put the website on hold. So at this point, Mondi does not know that there is a possibility of creating her own website on wix.com, or creating or does not still understand that she can get a free website when she creates a Google business profile. All right. So Mondi just decides, I don't have the budget for this. So whatever activity that I decide on, it has to be not money reliant. All right. So let's look at who is Mondi targeting? Who is Mondi targeting? Who is the audience for Mondi? Mondi knows that she targets females in her local area, and most of her valuable customers are females who are above 30 years old. So, from the clients who have been walking in, so assuming Mondi has been in existence for like 3 years, 3 years, she already knows the characteristics of the clients she works with. So she knows that her most valuable clients are females above 30 years old. They have children and they work part time. And from the conversations that they've been having, she knows that they mostly use Facebook. Actually, I know most people say that Facebook is outdated, but if you look at all the platforms, Facebook is the one with the most number of users. Facebook still remains at the forefront as the platform with the most number of users. So Mondi already understands that her target clients mostly use Facebook. All right. So I'm hoping that as we are going through this, you already understand that at the back of Mondi's mind, she has already decided, I don't have a website, I don't have the money for a website. But if my clients are using Facebook, then it means that other people who have the same characteristics of my clients probably also use Facebook. And so I can expand my reach. I can expand my awareness by getting my business on the Facebook page. All right. So Mondi goes ahead and looks at the different marketing channels. Remember the 6 marketing channels that we've talked about. So Mondi goes ahead and looks at the different marketing channels. So let's go back to the objectives, how each objective will give you an idea of the kind of marketing channel to decide on. All right. So that's what we're looking at right now. If you want to increase your online reach and awareness, you want to improve your reach, you want to improve your awareness, the best channel to decide on is either display marketing. Remember, we said display marketing, your ad appears across different websites across the internet, not especially your own. So display marketing, more people get to see your ad. All right, they see your ad everywhere. They go to maybe go to Dinah's website. They see your ad, so it's good for awareness. The social media is very good for awareness. And then there's content marketing. Maybe you shared a video, your video was reshared and reshared and reshared. So it gets to reach out to more people. So more people get to see your videos. Maybe you had your logo on your business. On the video, you were talking about that. Maybe you are a blog and you had, maybe you wrote about, maybe you are in the, maybe cybersecurity business. Okay. Maybe you're in the cybersecurity business. So you decided to write about cybersecurity practices for SMEs. And then I read about it. I'm an SME owner. I get to share your blog or that article maybe on a WhatsApp group with other SME owners. So you see, it's good for awareness. You get people to read your content. So that's what we talk about with content marketing. And then if you want to increase your website sales, remember we said search engine optimization and search engine marketing work well. Are mostly focused on the search engine results page. So search engine results page, it's mostly based on websites, on sites. Okay. So if you want to increase your website sales, you'll decide on either search engine marketing, search engine optimization, or email marketing. If you want to increase traffic to your website, so you can see SEM, SEO, and email marketing are mostly focused on website. The underlying component is the website. So either traffic or sales. And then if you want to increase your customer loyalty, obviously let's look at email marketing, content marketing, and social media. So that is how you get direction with your, that's why it's important when you're creating a business goals, you align it to an online objective, it basically gives you an idea on the channel that you can settle on, the different channel that you can settle on. Okay. So planning your activity. Mondi has looked at her goals and objectives, her resources, her audience, and the marketing channels in relation to her online objectives. So now let's plan. Let's plan. Let's go back to Mondi. Mondi talked about objectives. We talked about that. She does not have the money for a website, but she knows that her target audience mostly uses Facebook. So how does Mondi get started with creating her own plan? So um, Mondi has decided I'm not going to create my website on wix.com. Okay. So I don't want to go to wix.com to create my own website, but I can decide to use the Google Business Profile, all right, which is a free tool that is offered by Google to increase your visibility on search and maps. The Google Business Profile is a free tool offered by Google to increase your visibility on search and maps. We have a session that's dedicated to how to create your own Google business profile, how to verify your own Google business profile. But so I will not go too much into detail about the Google business profile, but Dinah will post the link in the chat section. Dinah will post the link in the chat section. Please post the link on the Google business profile, how to get started with creating your own Google business profile. Remember, it's free. So Mondly decides to create her own Google business profile. What are the perks of getting a Google business of no, what are the perks when you decide to get a Google business profile for yourself? You get a free website. So when you're creating the profile, you get a free website. You can customize it. All right, there are ready templates for you. So you customize it and put your own details, change your brand colors. So you have the website and you have the Google business profile. So those are two advantages for you. You increase your visibility on the search engine, right? And then Mondly decides, you know what, I'll create a Facebook business page, right? I'll create a Facebook business page because most of my clients are on Facebook. And when I make their hair, I can tell them to post on their profiles and tag me, all right? And then I can share this content on my page. Remember the last class we talked about the power of reviews, all right? So I can encourage my clients to post, if I created the hair, post that on my status, maybe do a challenge, and then I can share on my page. And then maybe I have some little money. Maybe Mondly decides, you know what, I have some little money. And the best thing about digital marketing is you can run marketing according to the budget that you have. With Facebook advertising, you can even decide to run ads as low as $10 in a day. All right. You can decide to run ads up to $10 in a day. All right. So Mondly decides, you know what, I think I have $50. Can I do an social media ad? Can I do a Facebook ad for 5 days that will just run for 5 days? That's like $50. Okay. Maybe place it on lifetime budget. Right. So basically, I want to create leads. I want to have leads. Maybe I want to run a lead generation campaign. So I can decide to run an ad for 5 days. That's the best thing about digital marketing. You get to, depending on the budget that you have, it's not like, you want to run an ad on TV or you want to place an ad on billboards. It costs a lot of money, right? Then measuring. So when you want to measure the performance of whether this is whatever activity you decide on is working out for you or not, remember our online objectives. We need to curate them further to SMART objectives. Remember we had business goals, we align them to online objectives. So we further need to curate them to SMART objectives. What do I mean by SMART objectives? So your goals have to, your objectives, your online objectives have to be SMART. They have to be specific. That means they have to be simple. They have to be measurable. You should be able to measure them. I created maybe I said I need to increase my page likes and follows by the end of March 2023. So I know that by March 2023, if right now in January I have 2,000 followers, I know by March 2023, I need to have increased my followers by 20%. So I can actually measure whatever amount of followers I get at the end of March. I can measure the percentage growth and see if I have achieved my objective or not. And they need to be achievable. So you need to look at the resources that you have. You need to look at your customers' purchasing power. All right. You need to look at your market, the goals that you set for yourself. Are they absurd or are they achievable? Then they need to be realistic. I know we all want to grow, but you need to set realistic goals and they need to have a timeline. I've talked about, for example, the increasing maybe page likes or growth by end of 2023. So you need to have timelines to your goals. So, for example, the one for increasing online sales, you can decide to say, since I want to measure if I have achieved this goal, I can say I need to increase my online sales by 20% within 3 months. So, my sales right now are $10,000 in a month. So, by the end of 3 months, this $10,000 needs to have increased by, this revenue needs to have increased by 20%. So I can measure after 3 months, this is the percentage that has grown or reduced. So I'm able to know. And the best thing about having smart objectives is I've decided to set my goals for maybe at the end of 3 months. After the first month, I can see that maybe I set to increase my sales by 20%. After the first month, I see that maybe I increased my sales only by 2%. Okay, so I only have 2 months to cover 18%. So I can look at my business activities and say, you know, this month, this is what I did, and it got me 2% increase. But if I keep doing the same thing, it means that maybe next month I'll get another 2%, the other month I'll get another 2%. Obviously, I will not hit my 20% target. So this coming month, what can I do better? All right. So that is the advantage of setting online, of setting smart objectives. So I've basically covered this on what Mondi did. We've looked at the business goal. We've looked at who the audience of Mondi was. Mondi was the channels. So the GMB is the local SEO. GMB is normally known as the local SEO. In the last class, we talked about the Google Search Console. Did we? No, this will be covered. I'll cover this in the next part of this class. So there's the Google Search Console, which is the technical SEO. And then we looked at the activity, which Mondly decided it was getting a GMB and creating a Facebook profile and deciding on Facebook advertising. Then we looked at Mondly's objective, and then we looked at smart objectives that will give her an opportunity to measure her performance. So up to that point, do I have any other questions? Thank you so much, Dinah. You're doing a good job in the chat section. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mirza. I can also see you in the chat section. I appreciate the work that you're doing in the chat section, responding to questions. All right. What about asking your customers to rank your products? That is also fine. It could also help with your review. Yes, Michaela, it's very important. So asking a customer what they think about the product, reviews, what should be done to improve. Yes, it's also very important to get feedback from your customers on what they like about your product, what don't they like about your product. It will help you with product improvement or process improvement. All right. And then Dinah posted the link if you want to get started with creating your own Google business profile. There's a link that has been shared. And then, yes, a Google business profile is very important. So thank you, Alexandrine. Any other question that I have missed? Okay. Any other questions that I have missed? So meanwhile, I hope you're all enjoying this class. I hope you're enjoying the class, and I hope you're taking notes and or screenshots. Remember, you can always visit the recording with the same link. So the last part of this class, you're going to look at harnessing the power of digital advertising. Harnessing the power of digital advertising. Harnessing the power of digital advertising. All right, that is what we are going to look at in the last part of this class. So when you want to get started with search engine marketing, let's look at the color codes on my screen. I have at the top next to Google, there's the one circled in yellow, there's the one circled in blue, and there's the one circled in green. Let's focus on those color codes. Why? Because it will give us a better understanding of what search engine marketing is and the kind of terms that you need or the kind of things that you need to look at when you want to get started with search engine marketing. So search engine, at the top, you can see brand compact camera for travel. This is the search query. Search query are the words that people input on Google to search either for a product or service that they are interested in. All right. So assuming tonight, I feel like, because it's almost 7 p.m. my time, I feel like I want to eat seafood today. I want to have oysters, right? So I can go online and decide to search because in Nairobi, I'm based in Westlands. I live in a place called Westlands. So I can decide to go online and search for seafood restaurants near me or seafood restaurants in Westlands. Okay, so that is what that is what we call the search term, the kind of words that people go online to look for either a product or service that they are interested in. Okay, then the ones circled in blue are paid text and shopping ads. So they have appeared at the top because these organizations or these businesses have paid to appear at the top. Do you understand? They have paid to appear at the top of the results page. And we're going to look at the difference between SEM and SEO. And then the ones circled in green are now websites that are running SEO on their site. So assuming the one circled in blue was not there, so assuming this person made the search query and there's no business that's running paid ads, that there's no business that's running search engine optimization on their site. So the first result would be the ones in green. So those are the ones in SEO. So you can see the advantage of if you don't have the money for SEM, you can always decide on SEO because you get to appear either immediately below organizations that are running paid ads, or if there are no businesses that are running paid ads, you would then appear at the top. And there's a high possibility of people clicking your site. All right. So that's on search engine marketing. How do you get started with search engine marketing? Remember, in the last class, I talked about the underlying factor of whatever platform or whatever channel you decide on is your customers, your audience. Who are your audience? What are the characteristics of your audience? What are their values? What are their interests? And most importantly, what are their challenges, stroke pain points? Because then you would have to position your business as a solution to these challenges. So you need to understand your target audience, understand your customers, and then find keywords. Let's go back to this slide. So this search query are the key words. So you can see best compact cameras for your travel. If you're a business that sells, these travel cameras, you can decide to take that term and input it on some of the words on your website. Okay, but with search engine marketing, you can decide to input that term on your website, or because with search engine marketing, you bid on keywords. So assuming, let me pick one person's name in the chat section. Michaela is also selling compact cameras, and Beryl is also selling compact cameras. Michaela decides to run search engine marketing on her site, and I also decide to run search engine marketing on my site. Who will win between the two of us? Which website will win? So Beryl, I have done my keywords and I've seen that most people are using the term best compact cameras for travel. I can have that as a keyword on my when I'm placing when I'm placing, because when you're creating an ad, you place keywords. What are the keywords? So I can place, I've done a lot of keyword research. I've seen the terms that people are using to search for the products I'm dealing with. So I use those terms as keywords. But then Michaela just decides to go ahead and put things like cameras, digital cameras, You see, people are not going online to search for digital cameras. So high chances during the bidding, my my ad will win the bidding process because I'm technically using keywords that people are using. So that's why, as much as you're even paying to appear at the top, it's important to still do a lot of keyword research. So if you want to do keyword researches, um, Dinah will post for you in the chat section. Dinah will post for you in the chat section. If you want to do keyword research, you can go to either Google Trends or Google Ads Keyword Planner. So if you want to do keyword research, you can go to Google Trends or you can go to Google Ads Keyword Planner. So it will help you with doing a lot of keyword research. And then the third thing you need to do is create an ad copy. So let's go back again to this slide. So you need to create an ad copy. What are the things, what are the words that people will see when they click on your site? What will these people see when they click on your site? So you can see the one circled in blue, leave the shopping ads alone. The one at the bottom, best compact travel cameras. You bring everywhere camera. So this is what basically people will see first, even before they click on that website. All right. So you need to create your ad copy. What do you want people to see? And then you can have extensions. What do I mean by extensions? Under the one circled in blue. So let's look at the site, and you can see there's a small box written AD and a best. So that is how you know a website is running paid ads on their site. There's that box written next to the website, under it, best compact travel cameras. Under it, you can see there's a small box on the left written AD and then the website. So this small box written AD indicates that the website is running paid ads. So I was talking about extensions. When you go lower, you can see shop accessories, audio products, digital cameras, digital lenses. So those are the extensions. So when I click as your client, when I click on the digital cameras and digital lenses, it will take me to the exact place on your website where these are located. So I don't just have to click on the first link and go to your website page. You've already given me links to the exact pages on my website where I can get digital cameras or digital lenses. So that's what we mean by having extensions on your site, and then you put it all together. So the difference between SEM and SEO, search engine marketing, you pay for it. I've talked about this. I've said you bid on keywords, and then depending on whether you use the right keywords, you can get the first page straight away. But with search engine optimization, you don't pay, so it's free. You optimize on keywords. So remember, you can still go to Google Trends or Google Ads Keyword Planner to do a lot of research on keywords and optimize them on your website. That means that the content on your website, if you just use digital cameras, you change it now to best compact cameras for travel. Use the keywords that people are using. It will help with matching queries with your website. Okay, then it can take time to rank on Google. It can even take you 6 months to improve your ranking on Google. So how do you what do you do to improve your search engine marketing? Remember the example I gave on me wanting to have oysters for dinner. So I go online. Like I said, I'm in Nairobi in a place named Westlands. So assuming I go online and I search for seafood restaurants near me. Um, so of course there are a lot of listings that will appear, but if I narrow it down to the specific area I'm in, seafood restaurants in Westlands. So if you're a website and maybe you just indicated that you sell seafood, so high chances when I search for seafood restaurants in Westlands, you will not appear to be, even if you're based in Westlands. But if on my site I indicate I'm a restaurant, I'm based in Westlands, so it's very easy for me to improve my ranking when someone in that area searches for seafood restaurant. Do you understand? So that's why, like I mentioned, it's also important to optimize keywords on your site. And then how do you get started with search engine marketing? You need to sign up on the Google Search Console. So you need to link your website with Google Search Console. You need to link your website with Google Search Console. Remember, I said the Google Business Profile is your local SEO, the Google Search Console is your technical SEO. Then when I link my website, when I create an account on Google Console, I submit my content to Google. It is not a must to submit my sitemap, by the way. I can decide not to submit my sitemap to Google. But the benefits of submitting your sitemap is you hasten the process of your SEO. You hasten the process of your SEO. So in layman's language, when you submit your sitemap to Google, in layman's explanation, basically, if someone goes online and searches for the seafood restaurants in Westlands, Google remembers there's this site who gave me their sitemap, all right? And I know on this page and this page they talked about they're located in Westlands and they offer seafood. So it's easy for Google to match what's on my site because I gave them a sitemap to the search query, all right? So it basically hastens the process, all right? Otherwise, basically that, okay? So make sure that you submit your sitemap. And then the best thing with having the Google Search Console, it will always tell you the best, it will always tell you on your website, this is the page that's having, this is the page, these are the keywords that you're using on the page. These are the keywords that are bringing more people to your site. So you know what's working for you, the kind of keywords that are working for you, the kind of keywords that are not working for you. So it tells you most visited, most used keywords on your site. You get to know keywords that are not working for you. It gives you alerts. You need to remove this. It's not working out for you. If a page on your if a page on your website is not well optimized, it gives you alerts and tells you, you know what, you need to optimize this page better. It's not working out for you. Okay, so that's the benefit of the Google Search Console. So the also the benefit, also to improve on how also improve on how Google, sorry, sorry, yeah, to also improve on how Google matches search queries to your site. So assuming, let's say you're a general restaurant, okay, just a general restaurant, but you also offer seafood, you still offer authentic African dishes, okay? So when someone comes to your service page, they see that there's a drop down for, when you're listing the services on your site, there's a drop down for authentic African dishes, then seafood, okay? Then you need to put tags on these titles. You need to put tags. So maybe behind seafood. So this it's not seen. I'm trying to. I don't know how I can explain so that you can understand. So people come to your site and they see authentic African dishes. They see seafood even before they click on it, even before they read on what is on that page. Behind it. So this is usually done by your web developer. Behind it, you put tags on this page title. So behind the seafood, you can have oysters, shrimps, lobsters, crabs. Okay. So these are tags that you're putting behind the heading. So when Google is crawling on your website, all right, to match it to what someone is searching for, even before it goes through your page site, it already knows under this title, maybe someone searched for oysters, or maybe someone searched for lobsters. It already knows that in this page there are there are oysters, there are lobsters. Okay, so it's easy for Google to match your site to a search query. So make sure you can, when you have a web developer, you always tell them to input tags on the headings and the titles per page. And with search engine optimization, you need to run keyword research and you need to publish useful high quality content. So your site needs to, like, you need to share content that's relatable to your audience. So you always need to update yourself on your audience preferences and update this on your site. And then you need to make your web pages friendly. No one likes to go to a site that's slow. No one likes to go to a site that is not mobile friendly. And the last class we shared a link, g.co/test my site. to see how mobile friendly your site is. All right. Then we looked at display ads as one of the channels of digital marketing. How is the display advertising different from search advertising? How is different advertising different from search advertising? So search advertising is focused around matching ads to user queries on the search engine. Okay. And I think I've talked about this in detail on SEM and SEO. Okay. And then it's usually very good search advertising, which is basically search engine marketing, works well with generating sales. Display advertising is focused around awareness. You just want people to know about the existence of your business. And then it's focused around serving ads across different websites, not necessarily your own. Remember, the common denominator is understanding your customers. And then you decide, where do I place these ads? Should they appear as pop-up ads? Should they appear as banner ads? And then what ad creative do I use? So display advertising is very visual, and then you put it all together. Okay. Then let's look at social advertising. So social advertising, you can decide to do the normal posting that we do, which is organic advertising, or paid advertising. So what is the difference between organic and paid? Organic, like I said, is the normal social media posting that we do. So it's usually for views, actions, or clicks, and this is free, right? Then your content normally appears to either your followers or friends of your followers, and then your content appears on your business profile and news feeds. But with paid advertising, you pay for people to view your ad. You pay for any action. If it's clicking on the action, if it's filling a form, you pay for those actions. And then your ads can appear in more places, not necessarily your business profile or people's feeds. So if Michaela was selling iPhones, or maybe, and we're in the same region, and I decide maybe I went online last month and searched for the recent iPhone. Maybe I did some research, but I didn't buy anything. Michaela decides to run an ad on maybe she's brought about the new iPhone in her shop. So her ad will appear on my page because I previously made a search on iPhones. So those are what you call digital footprints. So long as someone made a search on a product or service that you're dealing with and you decide on paid ads, your ad will highly likely appear on their feed. Okay. And then you can reach anyone so long as they showed interest. Remember, the common denominator is the audience. Who are you targeting? With social media advertising, you have to decide an objective. I'm running this ad. Am I running this ad to increase awareness? Am I running this ad to generate leads? Am I running this ad to get messages? Why am I writing this ad? Then I need to create an ad creative. An ad creative is the poster. I need to have a poster. What will be included on the poster? What is my call to action? And then how much do I have for this ad to run? How long do I want it to run? So that's on social media advertising. So I'll just briefly talk about in email marketing because I know some of us answered that asked that question in the chat section. So with email marketing, in the last class we looked at integrating an email marketing, integrating email marketing on your website. So you can decide to either collect emails from a form on your website. If you go to most websites nowadays, you'll see that fill this form, fill this inquiry form. So you'll see that most people will fill the form on that site, and then that uh, business will collect emails from there. All right. And then you can also decide to run an ad on Facebook. So when you're running an ad on Facebook or Instagram, there's the objective you can choose for a lead generation ad. So when you're running a lead generation ad, people who click the ad get to fill. All right, they have a form that they will fill. So you get to collect emails from there. You can also decide to you can also decide to run a survey on your clients, the clients that you have. You can decide to create a survey on Google Forms and run a survey on them. All right. So when you run the survey, you obviously collect emails, you get to understand their preferences and their interests, and then you can use these emails to do email marketing. I know there are people who sell emails and they'll tell you, I have like 2,000 emails I'll sell to you, and then you can reach out to them. But that doesn't really work, because these people, you've bought 2,000 emails, you don't even know their interests. Maybe this person collected these emails from people who are engineers, and you're there, you're maybe a hairdresser. So you want to send out email marketing to these people, and you don't even know their interests. That's why I said email marketing is very good with retargeting and remarketing. I hope you're all on the same page. So, there are any questions that I may have missed, please feel free to drop your questions. Let me see if I've missed anything. The video will be on the page. All right, thank you. I don't think I have missed anything. Also, remember to fill in the attendance form and input the correct name as you would want for it to appear on your certificate. Make sure you fill in the attendance form with the correct name as you would like for it to appear on your certificate. Thank you so much, Dinah, for that. Please fill in fill in the attendance form. Remember to fill in the attendance form. From our previous discussion on digital marketing, can I create a business profile before I can start up a business? So the problem is you haven't started the business and you want to create a business profile. So what if you get clients who call you? What if you get clients who want to make an order and you have not started the business? What will you tell them? So you see, you will not look like a reliable business or a legit business. Then you might find that this person will maybe drop a review and tell them, this business is a scam. I made an order last month, up to now they have not delivered. So you see, that's why you can't create a profile before you have an operating business. Okay, it's for the reputation of your own business. All right. So thank you so much. I don't think there are any more questions that I have missed. Please, I hope you had a good class. You can let me know in the chat section if this was an informative session. You can let me know, since we don't have any question. Please indicate if it was an informative session or not an informative session. Please let me know. If you feel like the presentation was terrible, you can say, Beryl, you are very, very terrible. We don't want you again. So yeah, please let me know your comments in the chat section. You can always also, Dinah will post the links to our Facebook page, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Follow our pages, Digital Skills for Africa, or Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Impact Her. Follow us on our social media pages. If you feel like I still need to learn more about digital marketing, I really need to learn more about digital marketing, please, you can always go to this link on the screen and Dinah will post it in the chat section. learndigital.withgoogle.com/digital skills/courses, and you will still, you self-learn on your own and you still get certificates. Okay. Obviously different from what we are covering right now, but you still get certificates. So thank you, Dinah, for that. She has posted the link in the chat section. Thank you, Rabioni says, thank you, very interesting. I'm happy you find the session very interesting. Thank you so much, Rabioni. Thank you, Khalifwa. I appreciate the comments. It's actually very, very encouraging. Thank you so much, everyone. I think that's the end of our class. I don't have any more comments. I don't have any more questions. I will see you again next week. Thank you, Gadhoni Madenge. Thank you so much. I know you're in Kenya. Are we in Kenya together? So thank you so much. I'll see you again next week. Next week, the next class will be on, let me just confirm when the next class will be. The next class will be next week, 23rd. That is on Monday at 4 p.m. West Africa time. That is 6 p.m. Kenyan time. The link will be shared with you later on. So please make sure you mark your calendar once the link has been shared. The next class will be next week on Monday. So bye, everyone. Can we ask follow-up questions in the WhatsApp group? Yes, you can always ask follow-up questions in the WhatsApp group. That's fine. Yes, that's fine. Mai will let me know any questions, and I will pick up any questions. If you need any help, any inquiry, I'll be able to help you even after the class. Okay? Remember, you can access the recording with the same link you used to join. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Enjoy your evening.